Hey folks, what's going on? Coach Gavin here from Training for Warriors Hybrid in Ladytown Business Park, just between Newbridge and Naas here. So, one of the things we've heard an awful lot over my 9 years as a personal trainer and coach and over our last year here in TFW is that people, I don't have enough time, okay? And that grinds my gears in a big way because there is enough time. You're just using it badly, okay? As am I, which we'll demonstrate in a few minutes. So, one of the biggest things here is TV, okay? So where we feel the need that we have to watch this or watch that, or we feel the fear of missing out on what we're watching then as well, okay? Now, I enjoy TV, I'm not gonna lie about that, and you're gonna see just how much I enjoy it in a few minutes, all right? But let's look at the left-hand side of the board here for a second, okay? So, there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. That gives us an absolute maximum of 168 hours in a week, okay? You can't get any more. Sorry, not gonna happen. No matter how much you wish and pray and hope, it ain't happening, okay? So 168 is your maximum, all right? Let's say on average you get 7 hours of sleep 7 days a week. That takes away 49 hours. Let's assume you're working a full-time job, so that's 40 hours a week then as well. Alright, let's add in another 14 hours of travel time. So that's an hour to work, an hour home from work then as well. Just with those three things alone, your sleep, your work and your travel, you already hit a total of 103 hours, okay? That's gone. So we go from 168, sleep, work, travel, okay? Working at taking the averages we're going to have, and we end up with 103. Alright, that leaves us with 65 hours left in the week to divvy up how we seem fit, okay? So, of course, some situations you guys are going to have way more travel. Other times you might have way less travel. Sometimes you might have way more than 40 hours. Other times you might have way less than that, okay? So this will all work out differently, but for the sake of this video, we're going to deal with the averages, okay? So with the 65 hours left in the week, okay? Most gym sessions, PT sessions, hurricane sessions, or boot camps, okay? Alright, they will last 45 minutes to an hour. Let's say you do 3 of them a week, okay? So that's 3 hours from your 65, okay? Still leaving you with 62 hours left to see friends and family, do your own stuff, watch TV, go play other sports as well, alright? So, and those 3 sessions a week, when done correctly and supported with the correct nutrition, are more than enough for you to drop the weight you're looking to drop steadily and keep it off. Sure, you could ramp things up then as well and lose the load early on, but have it all pile back on as time goes along. But here at TFW, we believe in not just losing it, but keeping it off and never ever having to go back over it again. And on the off chance you do got to go back and lose the weight a second time, that you have the tools already, you don't have to learn it, okay? You might have to learn how to use them better, but that's an easy solution too. So, now the really fun part. On the left hand side of the board is the TV shows that I watch reasonably regularly over a weekly basis then as well. Now, so, Banshee, Power, Friday Night Lights, $1 Million Listings, Blacklist, any UFC, Suits, Gotham, Flash, Arrow, Empire, Tosh.0, The Walking Dead, Modern Family, Coronation Street, yep, NFL and soccer. Now, before you kind of go, holy shit Gav, you watch a lot of TV. That even alarmed me when I put it up there. So yeah, straight away I found the voice in my head reasoning with it. Oh, well, some of those shows are only on for 8 weeks and they're off for 2 months and they're back on. So that's not every week, okay? So we did the maths already. That is 30 hours of TV, give or take, on average a week, that I could potentially be watching. So if we use these figures here, my sleep, work, travel, assuming I sleep that many hours, work that many, travel that many, left with 65, take away the 30 hours I watch, that leaves me 35 hours a week to do other things with them as well. So I have less than a day and a half to play around with to get training in then as well. So you see how quickly time can be lost, alright? So now, this is where things kind of we hit that fork in the road. If things are going good for you, if you're achieving your goals, if your business is doing well, if your relationship is going the direction it wants to go, if you're leveling up, growing, expanding as you are, while watching this much TV, give or take, that's perfectly fine. There's no issue with that at all, okay? But if you're not in the shape you want to be in, if you are struggling financially with your business or with any situation as well, if your relationship is going down the crapper because you're not spending that time with your loved one, but yet you're spending your time here, if your relationship with your kids is very poor because you're spending time with this rather than with the little ones, okay? If you again, anything negative, if there's something negative going on and you're not investing the time in that, if you're not reading, if you're not learning, if you're not kind of catching up with friends you haven't seen in a while, these are all things I'm guilty of, guys, okay? So when we go through all this stuff with you to help you overcome it, we're coming from a place of experience. We're not just kind of, oh yeah, we read it in a textbook and this all makes sense. These are all things. I could tell you what happened in the bulk of these episodes within the past week, okay? So, you know, again, because some people are going to go, oh yeah, don't watch TV, I haven't seen TV in it. And if that works for you, that's awesome. Knock yourself out. But, again, there's nothing wrong with watching it, provided everything else is going well. So, the third part of this video we want to get into is, well, Gav, what do I do here? How do I find the balance? So, mobility, recovery, and food prep. Hey folks, so it turns out my camera actually cut itself off before you finished filming part 3 here. So we're going to try and pick it up from where we were. So, with part 3 we were starting to touch on how all this information can actually make a real life impact for you immediately. So, as I said, cooking and mobility, or your food prep, mobility, recovery, whatever titles you want to put on these things, are all easily done. They're vital to your success and your progress, both for sports performance, losing weight, building muscle, feeling better. So, what do we do here? Well, we do the one thing that women say us men can't do very well. We multitask, alright? So, let's just take American football or NFL as our first example here. I will undoubtedly watch at least one match every week, okay? So that is 3.5 hours of TV I will be guaranteed to watch every week, alright? So, again, American football usually breaks from Sunday into Monday, and I'm in here at kind of 6 o'clock Monday morning. So, let's say I wake up on a Monday and I'm running around chasing my tail because, you know, my time management gets really bad. I'm rushing. In your case, you're probably chasing after the kids. You're dropping one child here, one child there, trying to make the bus here, trying to get back to work. You're trying to you're kind of compete against traffic to get to work on a reasonable time. All these different factors again. So basically you substitute my excuse for your excuse and the rest of the example stays the exact same. So I'm running late, and then I don't get my breakfast on time, or I make a really bad choice with breakfast, and that keeps spiraling then as well, and you're behind the 8 ball all day long then as well, and in reality all week long, okay? So to combat that, I basically just go, and while I'm watching the Patriots play, go Pats, okay? I basically do my food prep then, so I cook and prepare the bulk of my food in worst case scenario, while I'm during those 3.5 hours. All the chicken, turkey, beef, whatever I'm having for the week, prepare it all then, prepare the veggies too, okay? And then you will get it through the week as well. Leave it on lunch boxes, freeze it, take it out the night beforehand, let it thaw, boom, you're ready to go. And just by taking that one step alone, you couldn't even put a percentage on the amount of impact you're positively gonna have by, you know, saving all that time and just using it better. So I know what you're probably thinking, but let's say you cook it on a Sunday, is it still going to be fresh come Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Okay, well then what you do is, let's go midweek, I will watch The Flash and Arrow, okay? That's 80 minutes there, so that's nearly an hour and a half again. So let's say Sunday, while I'm watching American football, do my food prep for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And on Wednesday or Thursday, do my food prep while I'm watching The Flash and Arrow for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, okay? And just even like that then as well, I've got 2 points during the week where I can do all my food prep and get everything kind of in track, or kind of on track I should say, alright? So, next up then, well what if I want to work on my mobility? So let's say you're sitting behind the wheel of a car, or behind a truck, or behind a bus, or at your desk the whole time, you're typing, get tight across the chest and shoulders, you get that kind of temporary caveman look, alright? But you're really, let's say you're playing a lot of sports, or you are in training in the gym already, but you're just coming in, hitting it and going. You're not doing your stretching, you're not putting time into your recovery then as well. You're getting tight, you're getting cramps. Let's just pick another show here. Again, so this is all working on the figures I put up here. So if you grab a pen and a piece of paper and jot it down yourself, you'll see where you're going to be able to kind of have these overlap, alright? So let's take Gotham or $1 Million Listings, again, 2 40-minute shows there as well. while I'm watching them, instead of sitting on my backside or lying on my bed, get up and move and mobilize them as well as I'm doing it. So I'm doing my mobility work while watching the latest episode of Gotham, okay? So 2 birds, 1 stone, alright? So guys, the more you do this, the more it makes everything so much easier. We live in a world where this phone that I'm filming on, I've also access to my email, to Skype, which can connect me to people all around the world. It is insane how easier technology has made our lives, bar the time management aspect, okay? So let's try and take control of it here. Let's try and kind of just reuse some of it. I'm not saying don't do it, but as we said before, if things are going down, and you're kind of complaining about how much time you don't have, look at how much time you're wasting, repurpose it, and then just kind of build on it from there as you go along, okay? And just a small kind of side note here, we've not touched on the biggest waste of time that there is at the moment. Facebook, social media, pissing around on the internet, okay? That is so much more time as well, because I guarantee you, if you're watching that on your laptop, you probably have a second tab open, okay, where you're flicking back and forth between the two, just in case you missed something on Facebook. I am massively guilty of that, okay? So folks, just to wrap it up here again, if you have any problems or any questions about any of the stuff we've covered here, okay? The biggest thing to do with any of the videos you see coming from TFW Hybrid, coming from myself, coming from Carl and Emma, alright? Try it. Try it for a week. Try it for 2 weeks, okay? Try it every day, just even a little bit. And the results are where the proof and the pudding is, okay? Because results are black and white. You either have them or you don't. And there's no allowance for excuses or anything else then as well. You either did the work you said you would do, and when you do that, you will get the results. If you don't have the results, that's most likely because you didn't do the work required. It is as simple and as brutal and as honest as that. If you have any problems with any of this stuff, or you're having trouble getting over the hurdles that you're facing every single day, because these are daily occurrences, guys. All this stuff then as well, and you know, just get in touch with myself, get in touch with Carl, and you can even see people who look at this video and go, oh, that's not very professional looking. We're not trying to be professional, we are trying to be real, because we are real at the end of the day. And then when you come here and train with us, you know you are in an environment of like-minded people. We are all in the same boat together, but we are moving forward and we are cutting down all the problems every day. Thanks so much for your time, guys. I will talk to you soon. God bless. Bye.